constructor that is called or invoked without any parameters. And by the time we create the object, automatically this constructor will be called. So how can we define it? So we start with def. As usual, we do it for a method. The same is to be done for a constructor also, because constructor is also a method. Now we start with double underscore init double underscore, and we use this self. Now let's look into this example. Like, we have taken a class called student here, and this is our constructor. And inside the constructor, we have taken two instance variables, say name and age, which has been set with the values like Ashok and 25. So we have taken a normal method, a show, where we are just trying to display the values of name and age. Now, when this particular statement, which actually creates the object of the class student, say S1 is the object that is created for the class student. Now, when this line gets executed, it automatically going to invoke this constructor. So as a result of which these two statements will get executed, and as a result, the name and age has been initialized with two values like Ashok and 25. Now, when we come back to this particular line where we are trying to call the show method by using this object S1, so as S1 is associated with these two values of name and age, that is Ashok and 25, so show method is going to print the hello followed by Ashok, you are 25 years old. So this is the output that we are going to get. Now let's check with this example. Like, we have taken this constructor and we have set the values of this instance variable name and age to these two values like Ashok and 25. Here we are creating the object of the class student, and later on we are calling the show method, which is going to display the values of name and age along with this message. Now when I'm going to run this, so we can observe we are getting hello Ashok, you are 25 years old. Now let's get into one more example. Suppose I want to count how many objects for a particular class has been created. So here what we can do, we have taken a class, let's say some student, and we have took count equal to 0, which is a class variable actually. Now we have defined this default constructor, or I can say non-parameterized constructor, where each time this constructor is called, we are just trying to increase the value of this count by 1. So because it is a class variable, I just trying to access with the help of the class name. Now with these three lines, we just created three different objects of the class student, like S1, S2, S3. Now for the first time when this object S1 is created, of course it is going to invoke this constructor, as a result of which the count value, which was earlier 0, has been increased to 1. Now for the second time when the S2 object is created for the same class, once again this also going to invoke the constructor. As a result, the present count value 1 has been added with 1, so it becomes updated to 2 now. Very similarly, when the third time we are creating the object of student class, once again this non-parameterized constructor is invoked and it updates the value of count to 3. Now once these three objects have been created, now finally when I'm trying to print the value of count with the help of the class name followed by the class variable, so we are getting the result as 3. So as 3 objects are created, I can see my count of total objects is nothing but 3 here.